In the 15th year of King Uija's reign in the Samguk Sagi, history of the Three Kingdoms, there is a record that, in February, the Crown Prince's palace was repaired to an extremely splendid rate and Manghaejung was built to the south of the palace. In open double-angle bracket Chronicles of Japan close double-angle bracket, it is said that Goong Namji's landscaping techniques were brought to Japan and became the beginning of Japanese landscaping. Goong Namji is related to the birth story of King Mu of Baekje. A woman who was a maid to King Biop during the Baekje dynasty gave birth to a son with the dragon god while she was living alone near a pond. The child was Seodong, who became King Mu, who succeeded King Biop. The king of Buyo had a strong priestly character in the aristocratic confederation, so when there was a poor harvest or a natural disaster, he was expelled from the noble council or usually killed. It appears that the electoral monarchy system, in which a representative called king was elected in the aristocratic coalition system, continued to be maintained. In fact, his name is king, which causes misunderstanding, and he appears to have been a priest at the time. The logic was that the royal family members helped establish the country, and the king was also elected by the royal family members, so they had the right to oust or kill the king. As time passed and royal authority gradually strengthened, this custom disappeared. But it did not exercise as strong royal authority as other neighboring countries. In times of war, the king led the nobles and his troops into the war. But he only reigned as a representative of the nobles. The nobles led their respective groups autonomously, and the control of the central government was naturally weak. Because of this political system, despite having the upper hand in relations with Gogu Ryo, internal strife broke out among the noble forces when King Daeso was captured and beheaded in a battle with Gogu Ryo's king Gives Me Sin. As a result, Buyeo's power was dispersed. And in later generations, Buyo was unable to surpass the national power of Gogu Ryo, failing to develop from a confederation state to an ancient state, and ultimately resulting in its collapse. Buyo was the capital of Baekje, one of the ancient states of Korea. I will introduce characteristics of Buyo in Korea to you. Buyo is an ancient Korean nation comprised of several tribes centered around the Songhwa River in the northern region of present-day Manchuria. Buyo's existence spanned from the late Go-Joseon period to the middle of the Three Kingdoms period. In Korean history education, it is explained as a unitary concept that all Korean history begins with Dangun and Go-Joseon. But Buyo is an ancient military state that coexisted at the same time as Go-Joseon and is quite far from its center area. It is also worth noting that the royal families of major countries that are the ancestors of the Korean people, such as Gogu Ryo and Baekje, each claim to have come from Buyo-related countries. Not Joseon, at least in the narratives they put forward themselves. Of course, there is also a theory that King Jun of Go-Joseon, the king of Mayan, went south. And in any case, it is true that Buyo, like Go-Joseon, is a nation of noble people. The modern Korean people are the fusion of various ethnic groups distributed in the region from Manchuria to the Korean peninsula over thousands of years, centered on the Yemek people. Buyo is an ancestral state of the Korean people, separate from Go-Joseon.